welcome to Regency Rum Bluffers. Today we're going to talk about grog.
Have you been watching Hornblower again?
Well, I might have.
So why is it so important to talk about grog then?
Well, it was a really important part of the history of the Navy and other things.
Like what?
The Army.
The Army?
Absolutely.
I didn't know that.
The Army and the Navy used to be given a ration of alcohol as part of their
recipe? What's
the recipe.
I want to know the recipe. I want to make some.
Right.
Can I make some?
It's dead easy. Dead easy.
Good.
First of all, you take
Yes.
a quarter of a pint of rum.
Is that rum?
Yep.
So I can take that?
Yes.
That's a lot of rum.
Come on.
Okay. And it goes in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. There we go.
Okay. And then you mix with that 4 times as much water. So that's a pint of water.
Okay. So a quarter of a pint of rum, pint of water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, got it. So I pour that in.
Yeah, all of it.
All of it. Okay.
Just chuck it in. That's all they used to do.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. There we go.
And then a squeeze of lime juice.
Lime. Oh, that's quite exotic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Very
Squeeze
exotic.
of lime juice. Wow.
Okay, and some recipes called for some sugar if you wanted it, but we haven't got any at the moment, so we're going with the simple recipe.
Oh, right. Okay. So, and that's my ration. That's what I get for a week, then, is it?
No, that's your morning ration.
What?
That's enough of that now.
Oh, okay.
They got that much in the morning, and that much in the afternoon.
Well, I would get hideously drunk.
Well, you would, but sailors in the Regency times, they wouldn't have got so drunk. Well, at least they did when it was first of all handed out just as neat rum. And what they used to do was they used to save up their tots of rum for a week and then drink it all in one absolutely sodden session.
Oh, dear.
But what happened was the Navy didn't like that because there were too many accidents happening. And so what they did was Admiral Vernon said, right, we're going to divide it up. We're going to put 4 times as much water in as there is rum.
Oh, so that was who did you say it was?
Admiral Vernon. That was in 1740.
Right.
And he was trying to keep the Navy a bit safer than it was before.
Okay. And you said twice a day, did you say?
Twice a day.
Right, right. So morning, afternoon, you had to line up, and how did it work?
Yeah.
How did it work?
Well, what happened was there was a barrel in the centre of the ship on the deck, which was for men to go and have a drink of water if they wanted it. But on long journeys, this water tended to get a bit brackish and horrible, which was one of the reasons why they used to put rum in it.
Right.
So what would happen then is, because it had to be diluted, an officer of the watch would stand there and it would be doled out to the crew. They'd get a quarter of a pint of rum and a pint of water doled into it. And that's the barrel which was the scuttle barrel.
Right, so that's quite nice actually, because that's kind of like being in the office standing around the water cooler, you know.
Well,
that kind of
where do you think they got the phrase scuttlebutt from?
Oh.
Because as they were lining up there, the soldiers would all have a natter about the latest gossip.
Doesn't surprise me. And why did I put the lime juice in then?
Well, the Navy was losing a lot of men because of scurvy. Now, scurvy was a lack of vitamin C, but it was so bad it would kill them. And so what they decided was they would throw a bit of the lime juice in with the rum, because they knew they would drink that. And that seemed to help a lot. Not perfect, but it helped a lot.
So that's why we got called limeys then?
Yep, absolutely. Because, of course, this was popular with the American military as well as it was with the British. But we used limes, and so they called us limeys.
Right, and what about the sugar? I mean, I know we haven't got any sugar here today, but you said sometimes to put sugar in. Why was that then?
Well, first of all, it made it a bit sweeter. But, of course, in those days, the sugar trade was enormous and very, very profitable. And the thing that was marvellous about rum was it was a byproduct of the sugar trade.
Right.
They fermented molasses and got this as a result.
So can I drink it then? Can I have a taste, see what it's like?
Be my guest.
Ooh. Now don't give me too much because I will get drunk very, very quickly. I'll have my tea here.
There you go.
As well, just, you know. Cause it's
Give it a
idea.
try.
Here we go. Cheers or bottom. What should I say?
Well, I'd just say heave ho me hearties and bottoms up.
I like that. Heave ho my hearties. Right. Oh, nearly dropped it. Right, here we go. Oh. Yeah, that wouldn't really work for me.
I'll have it for you.
Okay, well I might need some tea after that. So what did the sailors think anyway when they started putting the water in? What did they think of that?
They weren't very happy.
No.
No.
Okay.
But the thing was, it was free alcohol, and they got used to it.
Okay. And why was it called grog? Why was it called grog? It's
a strange name, isn't it?
A reptile. To
yeah,
me,
it's a funny sort of name.
Have some tea.
Well, there was an admiral called Vernon. I've just told you about him, haven't I? Yeah. And he was in the habit of wearing a coat, and the coat was made out of grogram cloth, and his nickname was Old Grog. So when this was brought in, it got the nickname Old Grog.
So it's nothing to do with the drink at all. It was just a fabric.
Just because of Vernon.
Wow, I didn't know that. This is really interesting, isn't
it?
Okay. So moving on. Why did they give them free drink? I mean, that's a really weird thing. Like when you go for a job and you say, you know, what will I get paid? You don't normally expect them to say free alcohol, do you?
Well, when you think about it, months and months at sea, and all you're doing is you're waking up, you're working hard, and you're going back to bed again. You might have a bit of a flogging in between. Life wasn't that brilliant in those days, and so they wanted something to cheer the sailors up. And it became a tradition that they were entitled to a ration of, well, first of all, they were entitled to either a gallon of beer, half a pint of spirits, like this, or a pint of wine.
Oh, and you said it was the army as well.
Yeah, the army got that as well, but the army didn't need to sort the water out because, of course, they were on the land.
Oh, right.
But they sometimes used the water to eke it out to make it last longer and stop the soldiers getting so drunk.
Oh, right. Okay. So they got all this free alcohol as part of their rations. Does that still happen nowadays, though? I don't think it does.
No. It's all very well if you all have to do is handle a cutlass. Whack, 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 whack. You don't have to be particularly sober for that, do you?
I'd like you to be fairly sober.
But if you imagine a modern warship with all of its technology and wizardry, it wouldn't be a very good idea to have drunken sailors.
When was all of this scrapped? Because surely nowadays this isn't part of the rations that you get, is it?
No. Well, it lasted longest in the Navy.
Ah, right.
In fact, it lasted all the way through till 1970.
Really?
And it took an act of Parliament to get rid of it because, of course, it was their entitlement.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And were they very sad?
Oh, well, they weren't very pleased about it, to tell you the truth.
No.
And they had all sorts of ceremonies on board ship to mark the last tot that they would ever have at Her Majesty's expense. And one of the most remarkable ones was that on the land-based unit called HMS Jufair in Bahrain, they actually took the barrel and they buried it in a grave with its own headstone.
Wow.
And on other ships that were at sea, they had a burial at sea where they buried it over the side of the ship.
Oh.
Mind you, they didn't waste it too much because there was a frogman on the other side of the ship waiting to go and collect it and bring it back on board again. Waste not, want not, you know.
Right.
I mean, those barrels that they had the rum in were absolutely beautiful. They had brass lettering, the Queen, God bless her, on the side of the rum rations.
Really?
Yep.
That's beautiful. So when they had the service in Bahrain, did they have any special wording?
Oh, they did.
They did?
Yes, they did. Can I read it?
Yes, you can.
Come
yes,
on.
you
Have you
can.
got it then?
Yes, there we are.
Right.
It's rather good.
We therefore commit its cask to the ground, sip to sip, splashes to splashes, thirst to thirst, in the sure and certain knowledge it will never again be restored to us.
Oh, that's really cute.
So, farewell to grog, and farewell to all of you until next time.
And cheers.
Bye.
Bye.